So I thought my last batch had a lot of bling. This one has much more bling. Let's go through all these pieces individually. So the first piece here is a red beaded, almost looks like a Maltese cross in a way, but it's just a scalloped brooch with some glass beads. In the center looks like a dogtooth prong set, kind of like a lava bead in a way. And you can see when I move my hand, it's got an open back on it so the light comes through. And it's also wired on. That's an unusual construction. And it's got the cupcake setting. So to me, this might be a Shriner, or it might be, it's an unsigned designer piece. And I'll have to do a little more research to find out if I can find it in any book. But it does have the cupcake setting, which is interesting. Next we have this gorgeous pink rhinestone and clear rhinestone with these gold leaf scallops on the outside that are brushed gold. They're little flowerets. And then on the back, it's kind of like a chunky brooch. This is not branded. The pin does go past the end just a little bit here. But what a nice piece. It's gorgeous. The rhinestones are so sparkly. Next is a pearl leaf branch, faux pearl. On eBay you can call it simulated pearl or imitation pearl, but make sure you include that because they're not real and you can get in trouble for that on eBay. It's got a nice long pin that's attached in 2 spots. It is not marked. I hunted for a marking on this because it looks like it should be a designer piece, but I do not see one. It's a nice piece. This is a gorgeous reddish orange stone square prong set in the middle, faceted, with this gold filigree design and 4 red accents. It reminds me of Austria, Germany. The back has the gold filigree pressed back with the clasp that has the long bar across the bottom. It's an older piece. It's probably 40s or 50s. Next we have this, I think this is pot metal. You can kind of tell by the back metal. It's usually kind of rough looking because it's a mix of all kinds of leftover metals. It does have a C clasp on the back. It's a really nice older piece and all the rhinestones are there. They might have got replaced over time because the glued in ones from this far back seem to fall out, but they're all in really good shape, really sparkly. It's a nice piece, probably from the 1910s to 20s is my guess, with this kind of a clasp, the C clasp and the pot metal. Sometimes they're a little bit older than that, but the hinge on here looks like a handmade hinge. So, and sometimes these are called Little Nemo, which if it was a Little Nemo, you would see a L/N on the back. This is an absolute gorgeous piece. I love when the rhinestones are all jagged and, you know, kind of staggered like they are. They're not flat. It gives it depth. Nice wreath brooch with marquee prong set rhinestones and some lava looking ones. I call them lava. Now they're not lava rock. They're just like pressed glass. Whoops, the back has open backs, lets the light through. It's got a safety clasp, typical 50s, 60s. Here's some pretty pink, kind of an oval rectangle shaped stones, which I really like, and some bicone beads. in a wreath design. Here's what the back looks like with the safety clasp on it, and the pin looks like it's riveted on, which is different. It's a nice quality piece. This one probably I would sell for 30, 35. I'll probably list it for maybe 30. This is a nice one too. It looks like a Miriam Haskell, but I'm not real sure that it is. It's a dress clip, and it has the plastic mesh thing where they wire all the beads onto, which is a signature thing of Miriam Haskell. But I just don't have proof that it is, so I can't say for sure. It's probably from the late 1940s, because it looks like during wartime, because they used the plastic more during the wartime because they were rationing the metals. Here's a pretty Givray type of stone. It's in a chunky gold tone setting with safety clasp. This one's probably 60s is my guess. What another gorgeous rhinestone piece. This heart shaped with these beautiful green stones, marquee. They are prong set, and see how it's got some dimension to it. And the scroll heart designs on the top, beautiful piece. It's open back, so the light really shines through. It's not marked. None of these are marked so far. We'll get to the marked ones at the end. Here's another interesting bicone AB bead, red beads. You see the iridescence on them. It's from 1955 to probably 1960s. Here's a lovely little strawberry in black enamel with AB rhinestones, 1950s or 60s. Look at this flower. It's so cute. And it's got these satin beads on it, which feel like they're acrylic. It's not real heavy. It's got a gold filigree back on it and kind of a braided wire stem. And see, the back has the pressed gold filigree. Safety clasp, probably from the 50s, 60s. Here's a fun crown one with a confetti bead and a bright orange one and a red cat. These are all cabochons because of the shape of them. They're all smooth across top and they're not faceted. That's what makes them a cabochon. The back is kind of a matte colored silver tone. The pin extends past the end. This makes it a little bit older. I'm a little unsure if this is supposed to utilize a scarf or something, or if that's just the way it was made. Plus, it's got this little hook here. I think you can put it on a necklace, but I feel like it would fall forward because it would be too top heavy. So I'm a little unsure what this is all about. Like, or maybe it had some dangles hanging from it that hung down through this. Tell me what you think it was for. In this gorgeous blue, again, is my favorite, and it's just so sparkly, full of faceted AB blue beads. Here's what the back looks like. Traditional round textured back with the safety clasp that's riveted on, and the pin goes past the end, so my guess is 40s, 50s maybe. Oh no, it's got AB beads, so that would make it 50s or 60s. This one, I guess you could wear it as a square, but the pin's on it like this, so it's kind of a diamond shape. AB Rivoli stones in it with some round prong set stones. These are glass. It's a nice quality piece, braided ends on it, or frame. This one almost looks like it's Juliana. This right here, maybe not, because it's not really figure eight puddling, it's just a blob of solder. So I'm not sure if that was just an accident, like they put too much solder on it. I don't know. It's a really pretty quality piece with Rivoli stones. If you know if this is Juliana for sure, you've seen it in your book, let me know for sure. I haven't looked it up yet. This green pressed glass with the little sprigs that stick out on wires. That's really cool. 3 round cabochons in the middle in kind of shades of green. It's got a rivet construction with the silver filigree and the U-shaped. This is typical 50s construction, sometimes into the 60s some. Here's another one of those beaded. This one's glass. I think these are acrylic. The pink ones are acrylic, the clear ones are glass, and they got the little rhinestone tips on the end, which just finish it off nicely. And it's got the round textured back with the rivets and the safety clasp on it. Another AB red rhinestone. These are so pretty with the textured back. This one's got a little bit different, like a holographic looking design on it. This one I'd probably say is 60s. This one, I believe, should have a designer attached to it because it's really pretty and the quality of it. The only thing is I feel like it's a newer piece because it's all the stones are glued in. If you can see closely, they have the little beads that make it look like they're prong set, but they're not. They're all glued in. But the layering with the leaves on top really give it an extra special something. But the back, it has a lot of weight to it, a lot of metal, and it's got open backs even though the rhinestones are foiled, if you can see that. I looked all over this thinking there had to be a mark, but I do not see one whatsoever. Pretty piece. Next we have this lovely little open backed, probably from the 60s, with the little braided wires and the two-tone stones on it that are pressed glass, and some little faux pearls or imitation pearls. Next, I love this piece too. Look at the little heart scrolls. Juliana does that a lot, but not sure that this is a Juliana. It has the Givray stones in the middle here, these little pressed glass marquee shaped pieces that are prong set. Lovely purple and pinks, just gorgeous piece. Here's what the back looks like. It's got the V-shaped with the scroll, with the safety clasp and some little cup chain beads. Yeah, nice piece. Here's another nice piece. Look at the bling on this one. It's so pretty. It's like a swag. Prong set AB rhinestones, marquee shaped, with round ones in the center. The back is all open, so the light shines through nicely. 2 points where the safety clasp is soldered on. Nice quality piece. This one is, let me see if it's a replica. No, it's a little bit older. It's got a shiny back to it, so maybe the 50s. It's got a marbled bead cabochon in the center with some little round cabochons. Open work, gold scroll work. Nice piece. All these pieces are probably going to sell for, I'm going to list them at probably around 35, give or take. If they have a name brand to them, they might be a little higher. Here's a wreath style rhinestone brown marquee prong set with AB accent beads. And we got a rivet construction on the back. 50s or 60s again. Rhinestones were popular in the 50s and 60s. Let's break up the rhinestones a bit and show you this one. This one's a wheat, I guess this is considered. I don't know, the big leaves on the back side of them don't look like wheat to me, but I could be wrong. I'm not a farmer. And we have a nice big pin on the back where the pin extends past the end. The gold is in really good condition. It almost makes me think it's gold plated. I think I'm going to test this one because I just don't see any slack in the gold. Like any scratches where dark is coming through. That makes me think it's gold plated. It's in really good shape for the age. With that pin extending that far past the end, I would say it's from the 30s. But I don't see a mark on it. That one I will test. And we have this lovely leaf, like coral. It's a coral. It's a leaf stem with these purple and like fuchsia thermoset leaves on it, or petals, on like a light gold tone. This one is marked coral. Coral's signature fades quite a bit. It's in the center here, right in there. And there's no green on it. My phone case is green, that's why it keeps reflecting green. It's a nice piece, open backs, not that the light comes through very much. That's a great little marked piece. I guess I could turn this over first. Usually when I go to an antique mall or a flea market, I pick up the piece and glance at the front quickly and I flip it over and I spend more time on the back because that answers all my questions. So this one is a nice little layered piece that's strung, the beads are strung on, and it reminds me of Miriam Haskell with the layers, and these little heart or flower beads look like that, and she did a lot of gold filigree, but I can't say that it is for sure. There's a lot of other companies, designers that used the little flower petals. The back, this little plate on the back here could be covering up some of the wire, but it doesn't have much depth to it, so I'm not sure that there is much wire coming through there. So more than likely it's not. This is, I think, a newer piece. When I say that, I'm thinking like 50s and 60s. But I still question it. I'm still questioning that for sure. Here we have a cute little gold piece with prong set green stones. Yeah, the gold does have a little bit of wear to it, but it's still an adorable piece, and it's on these lovely gold filigree, not really filigree, gold pressed leaves with the safety clasp on it. Just a cute little piece. That one I probably list at 22 maybe. Here's a lovely piece that I didn't realize is missing a bead. Can you see where it's missing? I was pretty irritated when I figured that out because I looked at it twice in the antique mall, and the first time I didn't buy it because I seen it. The second time I picked it up and bought it. So it's my fault. You got to look these pieces over thoroughly. So it's got this lovely gold filigree on the back that says Western Germany. It's got a nice clasp. You can tell the clasp is a little older. It's thinner. And just a cool piece. I'm thinking it's probably from the 30s, 40s. Now this piece is newer. I picked it up because it's a Monet. And honestly, I'm questioning whether or not it really is a Monet because see the signature in the middle? There's no copyright symbol, but I think a lot of times Monet did not use a copyright symbol on some of their newer pieces, because this is definitely a newer piece with this gunmetal color and the glued in rhinestones. I actually think this might be a fake. And I've seen Monet pieces, some of their older 50s and 60s pieces in AliExpress. And that's a China-based company. So you're going to find fakes. There's nothing we can do about it. Monet would have to do something about it, not us. This is a cool piece. It's called Capri. That's the company name. And this is like starting to spin. It's just moving a little bit. They're on rivets. Cool little piece. See the construction of that. It's textured. And it's got a safety roll clasp on it. Somewhat newer. I almost think 60s, 70s. Here we have a JJ brooch. I picked this up because I just thought it was very unique. It's a fun one. It's got the geometric shapes, almost harlequin design to me, with the sparkly rhinestones and the brushed gold tone, which is popular right now. Even the back is brushed. It says JJ in the middle, in the center. Roll clasp. That one I'll probably list for $25. Look at this piece. Awesome awesomeness. I love the color of the greens in here. They're not all the same. There's looks like a couple different shades in here. But when you flip it over, can you see anything? Do you see what I see? Let's get in close. You see the edges and the figure eight puddling? Right up in around the edges. That's how they did their solder. Juliana did their solder like that. I don't think any other company did. So that's one signature look that will determine if it's Juliana or not. So that is an exciting piece that I found. I'm not sure of what price I'll put on this. It's going to be higher. It's going to be maybe $65. That's my guess. Isn't this a fun little piece? Nice quality. The gold is thick on it. It's got two tones of gold. It's got the brushed gold and little gloss ends. This is a boucher. And here's what the back looks like. It's really hard to read on this camera, but it does say boucher in the middle, and it's probably upside down. But the back is all textured. It's got a nice safety clasp soldered in 2 points. Nice little piece there. That one will be listed for a higher price. Here's another coral. I love this the little wire spriggly things. I don't know what's a good word for that. And it's got the little pink Givray stones in it. This is a really good example of Givray. They're clear with one other color inside. So the pink is the secondary color that's on the inside. The white has kind of the same. I'm trying to see if the white's on the outside. But Givray is a clear stone with a color on the inside. It's spoken that it is just 2 shades of, to any color, but what I've read and heard is it's a clear with a little color on the inside, but the name gets used interchangeably. And the back is all riveted, holding all them beads on. Nice piece. And we have a little Austria pin. Look at the sparkle to this. Oh my gosh. You can always tell an Austria pin just by picking it up. It's either Austria or Swarovski, because Swarovski, their crystals just glisten. The prong set. Here's what the back looks like. It kind of has that cup chain. And the backs are open, but looks like the back of the stones are foiled. Nice little piece. And last but not least is this lovely, well-made quality piece by Mazer Brothers. These are poured white glass, milk glass, with little clear rhinestone accents. The little glass pieces were molded. They were poured and molded and put into the frame of this. So it's not grippoi. Grippoi was poured into the metal, into the frame of the piece, each individual piece. Now, you would think it's not signed. You've got to look really close at this one. And I don't think I can get that close without it getting blurry. It's real fine, and it's wrote Mazer Brothers, which I cannot get it to focus on it. Sorry. But look at the quality of that. It's just different. When you see a construction like this and it's different, you might want to look it up or look into it further. Lovely piece. What do you think? Which one was your favorite? There's so many nice ones. I know it's going to be hard to pick. If you know of any of these unsigned pieces are a particular designer, please let me know. And leave your comments below. I want to hear your comments, and I will try to respond to almost every one. Thank you for joining me, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.